This is a video on the judicial system vocabulary. The first term that you will see on your list is original jurisdiction. When someone is arrested for committing a crime, they will end up going into a court that will be the court that decides on their innocence or their guilt. This is the first court that they appear in, and it is the court of original jurisdiction. That is, the court that decides on their guilt or innocence. The next term is appellate jurisdiction. In this instance, if the person is convicted of the crime and they wish to appeal a decision because they did not receive a fair and just trial, they would then go to a court that has appellate jurisdiction. So appellate jurisdiction is where the convicted can appeal their case. The next, there are two terms on the front page, trial by jury and trial by judge. Please go to page 268 in your text and read the first couple or three paragraphs that will cover those terms. Now, the terms are not defined specifically. You will have to determine what those definitions are. Once you have done that, please come and see me to make sure that we are on the right track. The term in the middle is jury. If someone is accused of a crime and wishes to have a jury trial, the courts would then go out and contact some random citizens and call them into the court. They would be interviewed by attorneys for both sides, and a jury would be chosen from that group. And that jury then would be asked to decide the facts of the case and to decide the outcome of the case. And that is the role of the jury. A magistrate court is a court that decides whether or not a trial is called for in either a criminal or civil case. In such a case, if there was some doubt, all parties would appear before the magistrate, and the magistrate would determine if a trial was in order. The next term is judicial review. Should a person be convicted of a crime and they believe that the law is not constitutional, they will then, of course, appeal it to a court that has appellate jurisdiction, and then would continue to appeal it until they reach the appropriate Supreme Court, either at the state or the national level, that will then review the law and determine whether or not that law is constitutional or should be set aside. So judicial review is the power to determine the constitutionality of a law. Marbury versus Madison is a court case. During the course of this unit, we will be looking at a video. Part of it has already been run. If you have not seen it, I will see to it that it is also posted on Fusion. The next term is criminal law. This is a body of law that outlines laws that are crimes. I guess an example would be if you walked into a store and stole something, that would be a crime. And so that would be under criminal law. The next term is civil law, which is law that governs issues between individuals. So if you were to loan someone money and they were not to pay you back, and you were to sue them, there would not be a crime involved, but it would be a civil case, so that you and the other party would walk into a court and decide whether or not payment was due you. That would be a civil case. There would be no crime. The next term is felony. This is a serious crime where the penalty would be more than 1 year in prison. I guess two examples would be jaywalking. If you walked inappropriately and the police decided to stop you, you might receive a ticket and have to pay a fine. Not a serious issue. However, if you were to assault someone with a baseball bat, that could result in several years in prison, and that would be a felony. The next term is bail. Once somebody is taken to court and the court is convinced that there is a case against that person, they would then be asked to return to court at some day down the road, a month, 2 months, maybe even as much as a year. In order to ensure that they will return, the court may set bail, which means that the person can give some money to the court to ensure that they return. When they return, they will receive the money back. They can also go to a bail bondsman and pay them a portion of the money. The bail bondsman would then post the full amount of the bail and get the full amount back. However, the person that gave the bail bondsman money, the accused, would not receive that money back. So bail is the money that a person gives to the court to ensure their return for a trial. Juvenile is a term that refers to anyone under 18. They would be subject to juvenile law. Although there are some cases where even juveniles are being tried as adults, but a juvenile is anyone under 18. The next